You simply cannot recast Jason Statham. Now, if that's all I could tell you, it would explain how this movie went down. Everything about Transporter Refueled, which is just about the worst name you could have given this movie, it did not refuel the Transporter series. The Transporter is a trilogy made by Luc Besson, the same guy that did Taken, and it starred Jason Statham, and he was a driver, and he didn't really ask questions, no names. Transporter Refueled ran off of functions from the first couple movies, and then it went and totally confused other parts of the movie. Alright, the plot. Frank is a driver, and he's very tight with his dad, who moved to the French Riviera to be with him. Through some chit-chat, you realize that his dad was probably a spy when Frank was a kid. He gets hired to pick up a girl and 2 packages. Finds out that the 2 packages are actually 2 other girls. The girls who are part of the plan have kidnapped Frank's dad. He has to do what they say, otherwise they'll kill his dad. While Frank is trying to help them out, they start working as a team and they're working together well. They're not actually going to kill his dad. They're trying to take down one of the biggest prostitute empires in the entire country, and they're tricking Frank into doing all the driving for them. Frank and his dad kind of start falling for girls in the group. You know, it shows off a lot of cool driving stuff, but this movie lacked so much of what was great in the Transporter trilogy. It lacked Jason Statham. Alright, let's start with what was good in this movie. What little driving there was good. Okay? There were a bunch of cool car chases involving police, even one involving an airplane. It was pretty sweet, but it was a minimal part of the story, and they focused too much on the hand-to-hand combat instead of the driving. But it just wasn't the same. But it was still cool. Like, it felt like a good action movie if you didn't pay attention to the plot or a lot of the mistakes. Now, what was bad? The casting. Last time I'm going to say it. Should have been Jason Statham. Second off, I really like the dad, and I like that dynamic, but there was a serious problem. They're hinting the entire movie that this dad is an ex-spy and he's military. There's one scene where he helps save someone who's just been shot, but he gets kidnapped twice in this movie. Twice! Unbelievable. And there were just small details about this movie that didn't make sense. The audience was privy to information and some of the characters weren't, but in the next scene, those characters knew the information that we were privy to. It's not like the guy that was editing the movie just went, "Think anyone will notice that?" No, okay. Alright, let's keep going. There was this one scene where, and it's in the trailer, Frank is escaping in his car, and he goes around this roundabout. He hits all the fire hydrants in a row so that they're all spraying into the middle, and it's a crazy scene. Police drive through, and they crash, and they flip because they're on motorcycles, but his car was completely dry 2 seconds later. The movie, for some weird reason, takes place in 2010. Not 2015, 2010. There was a flashback at the beginning of the movie that said 1995, French Riviera. Then it said 15 years later, and the entire story took place. Why not 2015? Why not today, right? Another thing, they recast the inspector. I understand that this movie is supposed to be a prequel. Even in the Transporter TV series, it was the same inspector. And that was made by a different company in a different country, but they still had the same inspector. Now, this movie's got a new inspector. They just look like an older and a younger version of each other, but totally not the same guy. There were scenes where the police were giving secrets to the pimp boss, the guy who owned all the prostitutes. Why? Why? Like, all the police in that country apparently are corrupt. The police inspector even admits his men are having sex with the prostitutes. There were so many problems in this movie. Altogether, for me, the Transporter Refueled was a dud. I did not enjoy it. I thought it was a sad waste of potential. Ed Skrein is pretty good, but he's not Jason Statham. Not even close to Jason Statham. He doesn't even have the build of Jason Statham. This guy was skinny. He had muscle, but he was skinny. Like, Jason Statham is huge. He's just short, you know? So if Jason Statham was 6'5", he would be scale to scale the same size as Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. So this guy Ed Skrein was good, but you know what? He looked like Nicholas Hoult. The entire movie, all I could think about was about a boy. Grew up and became the transporter. But he didn't, because Jason Statham is the fucking transporter. Alright, I want to know what you guys think. Have you seen the movie? What did you think about it? Also, what are your thoughts on the casting, the plot? Why did this guy's dad, who's a spy, get kidnapped twice? Someone explain that to me. Post a comment below and let us know. Share, like, subscribe, do whatever you do. But do it fast because you've got more videos to watch. Check out my channel for the latest movie and TV news, reviews, posters, everything. Everything. You'll only know if you check it out. Did you do it yet?